Every time I drive a Lexus out to the lake at night, I get attacked by rattlesnakes and bats, especially if I have one with yellow paint. In fact, let me show you a clip from last year when I had a yellow Lexus. These headlights picked up a little friend, a nice big rattlesnake. Uh-oh. So long, buddy. Didn't want to run over him. I'll tease him, but I won't run over him. Good grief, what's with the rattlesnakes tonight? Now we've got another one. I don't think I'm going to kick you in the tail. You look a little bit too fast for me. Get lost. Get off the road, dummy. Jeez. Get out of here. It's like a horror movie. We're at our garage and test facility. Let's see what we're rolling out today. Looks like I'm back on the A list. We've got a 2020 Lexus LC500 Sports Coupe. Top of the line flagship. Doesn't get any better than this. Nice looking yellow paint too. I bet that costs extra. Here's a side view, and I've driven these models before in previous years, and when I park them, the onlookers keep thinking this is a Ferrari. I don't tell them no, I just let them gawk. Pretty sharp looking from the rear view. Before this Lexus LC500, we also tested the 2019 Lexus GSF with V8 engine and the Lexus RCF V8 right there. And we also tested the Lexus LS500 against the Mercedes-Benz AMG E53. We'll have links to both of these videos at the end of this video, so just go on down to the end, click and watch. Like getting 5 cars for the price of 1. And yes, these exhaust outlets are real, not fake. It's a good thing because we have 471 horsepower flowing out of here. We'll get to that part later. Since this is a limited production vehicle, they only crank out a few thousand every year. The changes for 2020, well, the list is very short. I have it right in front of me here. It says blind spot monitoring is now standard instead of optional. Should have been standard in the first place. The tone the car makes when you put it in reverse is changed. Instead of a ping, it's a loud tone, or something like that. Haven't tried it. And let's see, the check fuel light and the gauge cluster has changed. That's it, folks. Only 3 changes. There's some things they should have changed, though, from last year. But they didn't. For example, these are very wide windows. You would think the sun visor would slide back and forth to block out the sun on a hot day, but they don't. So early morning and late afternoon in the summertime, your face is going to get baked. I mean, 99% of the cars on the planet have sliding sun visors. Why doesn't Lexus do something about this? This isn't going to cost any money. Just change it, but they didn't. Secondly, most Lexus vehicles, or at least many, have a infotainment system controlled by a stick. Instead, we get the finger touch, which does not work very well. And that's when you're sitting still. When you're moving, this is kind of a pain to use, and the finger does not always give the response you want. The only way to get 100% response on this finger touch is to stick your finger in your mouth, get it nice and wet, then rub it on there. But that's kind of gross, and it makes me wonder if other people have done that. I better get the Windex out and clean this. Yuck. Then we have this weird shifter system where park is a separate button, and only reverse, neutral, and drive is in the shift sequence. I don't see the advantage of that. In fact, first-time drivers might push the shift lever all the way forward, thinking they're in park, like 99% of other cars, and they're rolling in reverse, the car rolls back, hits something. I've seen it happen. I don't see the advantage of this, but it's not going to change anytime soon, so you have to get used to it. Since we're in the cabin, let's take a peek at the other features. Here's the glove box. Not much room in there. In fact, no room at all unless you take the owner's manual out, which you should. If you want to shift this 10-speed transmission manually, you have paddle shifters on the steering wheel where they belong, not on the steering column like the Italians do, which is wrong. Lexus got it right. Here's a knob you want to be familiar with. Gives you Eco, Comfort, Normal, Custom, Sport, and Sport Plus modes of operation. This knob on the left turns off the traction control or gives the snow mode. This is what the gauge looks like in normal mode, Sport, and Sport Plus. When you get this finger touch infotainment system to work, here are your choices: phone, apps, projection, info, setup, climate. Yes, there are rear seats. For what or who, I don't know. There's no human being that's going to fit back here. Only for pets and groceries. They do this for insurance reasons, so they can sell this as a 4-seater instead of a 2-seater. Plus, if you have relatives visiting out of town, you want to get rid of them, just stick them back here and go on a nice 400-mile drive. They'll leave town in a hurry and never come back. These specs say there's only 5 cubic feet of space in this trunk, and I believe it. No spare tire either. Don't get a flat. Just barely enough room for my tire repair kit. And some window cleaner. But hey, it's a sports machine, so don't bitch too much. If you're wondering what this fine Lexus engineering is going to cost you, I have the window sticker here. Let's take it off and do a close look. The base price starts at $92,950, but as you can see, a lot of goodies to jack the price up even more. 21-inch forged alloy wheels, $2,650. Heads-up display, $900, going down the list. Now the 13-speaker stereo system for $1,220. That's worth the price. Got a lot of carbon fiber here. $29.60 for carbon fiber, $23.98 for carbon fiber. I find it rather insulting they're charging us money for a trunk mat. Come on, and that cargo net, what's that, $10 to make, but somehow $275. Let's go on down here. There we go. Your total tab. What a deal. And no, we didn't forget the engine. 5-liter V8, putting out 471 horsepower. Hooked to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy, 16 in the city, 25 on the highway, and 19 overall. We'll be racking up some miles to get the real-world mileage, so don't go away. As we do in all my videos, we're going to take these headlights out in the dark and see how they perform, and we got some triple beams on each side here. Looks impressive. Let's see what they do. Well, happy hour once again. Let's see who hit who this time after so many beers. That doesn't look good. Ugh! That definitely doesn't look good. Ugh! It's dark enough. Let's take these headlights out and see how they perform. Look pretty bright to me. With 3 bulbs on each side, they should be. Here we have the low beams on the building 100 feet away. Definitely bright. Decent height. Go to high beam. Definitely bright. Here's what the rear view camera looks like. Pretty decent clarity. Here we have the brights on the building 300 feet away, very bright. No complaints here. Go low beam. Just barely reaches out and very bright while doing so. Great headlights. No debate there. Here we have the low beams on signs 1/4 mile away. Pretty good illumination, I think. And I'll go to high beam. No complaints here. These are excellent headlights. For what we're paying on this car, I would think so. By the way, this car does have side lights. You turn the steering wheel to the left or right, and this is what you get. Works great in parking lots or making U-turns on deserted desert roads like this. And when taking corners on tight mountain roads, like we're going to do in a moment. If you do a lot of driving on backcountry roads at night, this is definitely the car for you. Lights up the entire countryside with these headlights. When you put this in the Sport Plus mode, the instrument panel certainly lights up very nice at night. And I figured since I went to the trouble of coming all the way out here to test the headlights, might as well test the car just a wee bit. It's taking corners like a true pro. And here's another reason to have a good set of headlights if you're driving on back roads, especially when they're closed due to flooding and there's a big drop-off behind this gate. You don't want to hit that at 70 miles per hour. Guess we'll have to turn back and go into town and resume the test. If you're thinking about purchasing an LC500, let me give you some advice the other car reviewers will not give you. It concerns these 21-inch wheels. They look cool, no doubt about that. So if you want to press your buddies, fork up the extra $2,600. Go for it. But I must warn you, the ride quality isn't that hot, and they're very, very noisy. You'll hear everything on the road, not fitting for a luxury vehicle. I suggest going to the standard wheels instead, but that's me. Make your choice. But you were warned. That concludes part 1 of the video, which is show and tell. Part 2, we're going to go out and rack up some miles. As we do in all of our videos, we're going to take some speed bumps, or humps if you want to call them that, around 20 miles per hour to evaluate the suspension performance on impact. Keep in mind we're running the 21-inch wheels. The standard wheels will be a lot smoother. But let's see what these do. Here comes bump number 1. Smooth enough. Number 2. Bit of thumping from those bigger wheels, but still okay. Number 3. And the nasty one. Hang on for your life. Yeah, there we go. Felt that. This was in the comfort mode. Did I say that already? No. Well, now you know. Keep in mind the speed bump test is evaluating the performance of impact only, not noise. These larger wheels and tires are definitely noisier than the standard ones. It's something you'll just have to get used to. And remind yourself this is a sports car. So who cares about noise, right? Once again, we're on Dead Man's Road, one of the most dangerous stretches of pavement in the state. Lots of tight curves, drop-offs with no guardrails. A lot of people fly off the edge, and it takes years to find the body in the car. But we're not going to have to worry about that in this vehicle. Hugging the road like glue. But that's what we're paying for, right? If you like driving on backcountry roads and doing so in a hurry, this might be the car for you. And the sound of that V8 can't be beat. There's no six-cylinder round that can beat the sound of that. That was some brisk driving we were doing, 138 miles worth, 19.0 mpg. That's about the same we got off the V8 Mustangs and V8 Camaros we've driven up here. Right in the ballpark. No complaints. It was our goal to put 600 miles on the clock. Looks like we're getting there, so time to wrap up this video before we turn this in tomorrow. So what's my take on this Lexus LC500 after a week of driving? It's like this: if you're going to spend $100,000 on a car, you go European or Japanese, and the European cars drive nice. Once that 4-year warranty goes out, the cars start falling apart and spend half their life in the service shop. On the other hand, the Lexus will be running long after the warranty expires. Your choice. Here's some other V8 performance cars we've done videos on. Just click and watch. And subscribe. I need the gas money.